Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Chad and this is Tack House Brewery, and today we have a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Dries. I'm Chad's neighbor, and I'm usually behind the camera and editing all these videos for you guys. So kind of weird being on this side, but at least we have beer.
Yes, that helps.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
Today we're going to be kegging Dries's beer that he made himself.
Yeah, so after the first video we did was a kit beer, and I always thought, okay, geez, how difficult this. It's very kind of difficult to make a beer from scratch, and yeah, obviously the full grain beers or all grain beers are kind of a process. I don't have all the equipment. But once we did the first one, I was like, wow, this is a kit, sugar and hot water, and get the temperature right and let it stand. So my beer is behind me here. We're going to find out how that tastes. Might be great, might be not so great. So yeah, we'll see from there.
In the glasses here, the cream ale that we made in the last video on the Herm system, it's all grain batch. It's still in the fermenter. Things have been getting pretty busy around the house. It's summer. It's beautiful out. We're kind of taking advantage of the weather for a change, and figured we should at least try it out and see what it's like before we get into kegging the beer. And I also have the beer from kit 1 and the beer from kit 2 for us to try out. So
yeah, so this one was the kit that was a straight up kit, just the sugar. That's the same one that I made behind me that we're gonna keg tonight. But this one is a draft, right?
It's a
Yeah,
draft,
so I thought I was gonna buy the lager rather. I mean, I'm from South Africa. Everyone just drinks lager there. So I thought let's taste that lager to what I'm used to. And then this guy was the guy you like souped up with some extra hops. What did you add in there again?
there's some citra hops, I think. I can't ever remember what I put in these things.
I'll go back and edit it in. It's fine.
That's what you do. Yeah, no, I steeped some malt, and there was a couple of hop additions that we added.
Yeah,
to
I
it.
think you did 2 different hops.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we tasted this in another video that we'll link, where the girls tasted this, and they were very surprised about how these came out. Actually, like they couldn't understand, or believe that it's right kit beer, and I was the same. I tasted it, and we're like, wow, this is actually really good for. I mean, we're not hyping up Cooper's kit here, but for someone that's like really just wants to make their own kit, it's not bad. It is like really good actually.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not as good as this stuff, but yeah.
Well, I'm hoping we'll see if it's even carbonated.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't tasted it out of the bottles. We tasted it out of the keg. Yeah, when it was cast. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
well let's try this guy. And
for
see.
sure.
Yeah. Really good. It's
I
not.
like it.
It's not as the previous ones you've made was boozy. These are not that bad.
Yeah, I think
Well,
that
not bad,
one.
like I mean.
This one is like 5.3% now. The one I made before, when I was just winging it, I think it ended up around 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
a little stiff.
Yeah.
You can drink 2 of these and only 1 of the other ones.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah.
You're all right. But I don't know. I think it's probably about 90% carbonated right now,
Yeah.
and it's almost cold enough. It could be a little colder,
yeah,
but it's just sitting on the fermenter.
Yeah. It's really cold for just sitting in there. Right?
It's Wednesday night, and we'll just, why not double fist? So let's crack open one of these. This is just a plain Jane. How does this guy work? He does a chin stand.
Okay, but this
I
not.
made a hiss.
Okay, wait. This one is the one that's just kit,
This
but
is
you
straight kit.
and how? Okay.
See, look, CO2's coming out.
Yeah,
It's
but
actually worked.
that's the tablet you put in, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
So basically, the yeast,
No, it's actually really carbonated.
it's super carbonated. It's actually
You
really
were worried
clear.
that it's not going to be carbonated.
I was worried. It happens. I've had some flat ones before. It sucked. That's
Wow.
when I switched over to kegging.
Nothing worse than flat or warm beer.
And the combination of the
Combined,
two,
yeah.
horrible, brutal.
It's actually a really nice color for the kit. Again, we're hyping up these kits so much, but
Well, I mean, we drank a keg of this stuff already, so we know what it should taste like. But this is very clear, actually. I mean, what's it been? 3 weeks?
yeah. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Wow, it's really carbonated.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, those tablets obviously worked. It is pretty carbonated. And I wonder if that's the difference, because it's been so long since I've had a naturally carbonated beer that, I mean, it's a bit different. So the yeast, when they eat the sugar in the tablet, they just kind of fart out CO2. That's what they do.
Okay.
And then the other byproduct is alcohol. So I don't know if the alcohol really changes when you condition like that. But
Yeah. And what did you measure this one as at alcohol?
it was right around 5%. All right, so that beer's gone. We're gonna open up the IPA style one.
Yeah, so the kit one that was souped up with a little bit of grain that
Grain.
you steeped in there.
Yep.
And then two, I think there was two hop additions. I'll
There's
go look at
two,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then I don't like the way I opened it last time, so I gotta be creative. So let's see. Oh yeah, he'll do it.
So what would you call this an IPA then?
Yeah, it's an IPA. I mean,
Why?
well, because if Alexander Keith can call themselves an IPA, this is
This can be an IPA.
Yeah. It also tastes very different than the keg version.
Very different. It's much better than that one.
Very carbonated though. It's super fizzy.
It's not like a very like as clear as that one was,
No,
but
like pretty clear.
yeah, it's a really nice dark brown color. So
We're gonna top this puppy up, and we're gonna keg up this beer. Dries gets to do the honors, and I get to be the cameraman for a change. We'll see how that goes.
oh boy, yeah. Let's keg it, and then we're gonna we'll put it in the home kegerator.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you how to get that thing set up.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show us, and then also get it carbonated.
Yeah.
How long does it take usually?
Well, I find 30 hours works really well at about 35 psi. What happens, because that's just room temperature right now, so it needs to cool down, and the colder the beer is, the easier it is to accept CO2. So it doesn't really carbonate until it gets colder.
Okay.
When it's forced carbonated, which is the opposite of when you condition.
Yeah,
You want it to be warm so the yeast can survive and eat the sugar and all that stuff, right? But
Okay. Okay, well that's enough technical. Let's go cake that guy. See
okay,
how it
let's
turns
keep
out.
it easy. All right, so is that hose all the way to the bottom? Because you don't want it to splash around at all in there.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's touching the bottom.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
I have set this kegerator up before. It's a buddy of mine, Darrick.
Shout out Darrick.
Yeah, Darrick, you're a good guy. Never really use it that much, but we've had a few parties at their place and pumped a couple kegs through it. So this guy here, it's just a Costco kegerator. Fittings that I've used to convert it. This is what you call a Sankey connector. It is the guys that you would get from any commercial brewery. We're using corny kegs or just old soda pop kegs, and that's what a lot of home brewers are using. So I've converted this. The beer line is a bit short. I think Dries and I will probably extend it about 4 feet to get the proper pressure out of it. And really all we have to do right now is get this thing in the kegerator, set it to about 30 psi, and let it sit for about 30 hours, and then we can give her a test. The CO2 tank and regulator is on the back side of this guy. So I will turn it on. So right now I'm just adjusting the regulator up to 30 psi. Grab some Star San and just confirm, spray around all the areas that might leak. Star San's great for bubbles. All right, just gonna check for leaks around here. No bubbles showing up, that's good. I don't have the liquid side tied in right now. What happens sometimes is that the tap can't really handle the extra pressure while you're carbonating, and it'll just leak out everywhere. So unless you have like a stout tap that's kind of rated for that higher pressure, I just wouldn't even risk it. And everything's looking good. I don't see any bubbles anywhere.
One eternity later.
It's been a couple days. The beer's all carbonated up, and we're gonna give her a shot. See what happens here. Well, you got your first beer in the keg, flowing.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's any left because it's Sunday now. We were supposed to try this on Friday.
Well, you tried it on Friday.
Well, I
and
did, yes.
Saturday.
And 30 hours later, I must say, it came out really good. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna make my next batch pretty soon, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're going down the rabbit hole.
All right, cheers, man.